ever wanted was you and me. All I ever wanted was to see you smiling. All I ever wanted was to make you mine. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, DNA, Definity, everything update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. Oh God, wow, I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. And yeah, let's get to it. Everybody get to it. If there's a Christmas miracle, someone might come stream with me. I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll see. Let's start off with Definity. We had a couple of buys. I know someone that bought that bought a little bit today, and I know someone that'll be buying a bunch next week. Who is it? I don't know. It's not going to be a ton. It's going to be a good amount. The average daily volume will be doubled. Like, am I not Princess Celestia? Am I Princess Luna from My Little Pony? Because the volume will be doubled. She says that in that episode where she learns how to have fun. She's like, the fun has been doubled. Such a great episode. Anyway, today we have about 52,000 in volume, up to about a 7.9, almost an $8 million market cap. Exceedingly low in my opinion. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Most of this is from Uniswap. We have a little bit from XC, like $8,500, but almost $36,000 was because of Uniswap, $8,500 because of XC, and actually got $8,000, 7,967 over on PancakeSwap. Usually that doesn't have as much, but it's there. I don't think there's any real chance for arbitrage here. Let's see if they are. Yeah, a little bit. MEXC has it at 4. Oh, no. I thought it was 4743. MEXC has a 47, Uniswap 46. There's pretty much no arbitrage opportunity there unless you're talking like a ton of volume, which again, 52,000 volume, so I don't think a ton. Let's go. Shit, I don't want to do that. Let's go over some DNA here. So shout out to Mudo for going out and sponsoring the channel. They're pretty awesome. I do not have tokens as of yet. I will get some, but that has not been. I tried buying some today, and I like lost my gas fees. I had to change the slippage. I think I tried to buy some. It was around this market cap. It's been up and down all day. Obviously, if you look at it, there's no. It's just like one long green candle, and we wicked up super high. But let's see if I can make this a little bit. Okay, that was on the day, but on the hour, we had wicked up there to 6 cents. Obviously, we're now at 4.1. I think I tried to buy over where that in the middle of that green bar, like that's in the middle. I tried to buy there, lost my gas fees, and I was like, bruh. Obviously, again, whenever you try to do something like that, just change the slippage a little bit. But this was, I think this started out, I don't know what it's, I guess it started off at like an 80-something million market cap, with only like 800,000 liquidity. It's up to almost $1 million now. It was up above before, now it's on 993. So obviously $334 million market cap with this little liquidity, it can get wild. That's why you have the 373 up 373% today. Again, they sponsor the channel, and I was not. I currently hold no tokens. I will get some. So some will be gotten. I will. I don't know how much I'm gonna get. I obviously, when I just lost the gas fees, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for it. Whatever it's gonna do, I'm gonna wait. But be advised now, $334 million is quite a lot. I know they have a ton of clients. If you don't know what they do, I'll just give you a quick little blurb here. They're a genetics and epigenetics testing company. They go in and decide. I could show you my app. I think for their test, it costs maybe like $300-something. But you can go in. The app just looks like this. Shows like genetic results. It says 0, but there's some on there. I'll show you. My face, skin, and age is exactly right at 34, because that's what I am now. But if you go towards genetic results, I don't know why it wants my location. Oh my God. Okay, I'll give you my location. Jesus. I don't know why it wants your location, but it does. So going from super bad to super good, you can go on. You have a little thing. You have to give it that. Here it is. How to give it that hot tua and spit on the thing, and then you do that. You send in your sample, and then they tell you, hey, you have a highly increased response to sugar. Really negative. You are severely deficient in B12. You have there's next to no benefit for BCAAs if you want to work out and stuff. Um, Lower benefit for glutamine, reduced benefit for unsaturated fat. So obviously, not fun. It telling you what is wrong with you. This goes on for like several pages. However, when it comes to physical stuff, I'm actually muscularly gifted. I have gifted stamina. I'm pretty normal in the O2 usage, and that's without using any of the hyperbaric stuff that I have. The hyperbaric stuff apparently makes it go. But my anabolic threshold is gifted. I have a normal recovery rate, which when I was younger, I swear it was like perfect. Anyway, so it gives you the positives and negatives. Unlike Ancestry or 23andMe, they don't sell your data unless you want them to. So, well, Chavez, why would we want them to? Like, don't companies make money off selling your data? They do, but they would sell your data if you let them, and you would let them because you get to share in the profits with that. So again, I think that's, oh, Darcy Donovan wishing me a Merry Christmas. Oh, thank you, Darcy, and thank you, Dylan, to her lovely coworker there. That's what I'll call him. Got to get her back on the podcast. It's been a while. She comes on pretty much every year. Anywho, let's go to, where was I? Oh yeah, so DNA again. What is this a correct value? I, I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily public right now. Their net revenues. That would be easier for me to make an assessment on. Again, I currently hold no tokens. The tokens that I will get are going to be whenever I get them. I'll let you know. I mean, for 1/3 of $1 billion market cap and $1 million in liquidity, little imbalance there. But obviously, it's not just like, hey, this market cap is, you have like 50,000 in volume. It's 4.5 million in volume, so there's a bit. Obviously, you do want a little bit more. I have this idea that they're going to be on other exchanges because for something as big as what they do, as global as what they are, they're probably not going to just stay on Uniswap forever. My guess would be that they probably have the Mexi, the BitGet, those types of things. Would they be on Coinbase or Binance? That gets hard. That gets expensive. I mean, again, 4 million volume. It's launch day, so I don't know how this turns around in the next couple of weeks. I mean, we are at the kind of we're in a big dip for the last couple of days. I think stuff has turned around today. We'll go and take a look at that right now. Let's go to CoinGecko and see volumes: 221 billion, $3.4 billion hair market cap. Bitcoin's actually up a little bit. I mean, it's down like 1% for the day, but it's up from where it was. We were at like 92.6 before. We're at 94,000 right now. But 92.6 was lower than I thought. Like when we were up to like 108, I was like, okay, I know there's gonna be a correction. I did not think it would be this severe. Again, most things outside of XRP and BNB are down double digits this week. And XRP was down double digits yesterday. It just happens to be up today. BNB is the outlier where it's only down 4% for the week, and everything is just most of the top 100 is down those double digits. I went over this yesterday. I do want to go over flow a little bit. They're actually up 6% today. That's okay. Up to 76 cents. They were down to like 38 cents like a few months ago. They went all the way up to like $1.28, back down here. Talked with a friend today. He's like, "What do you think about flow?" I was like, I don't know what other stuff he has. So obviously, there's some stuff that I think is going to do, but have a much better ROI. But I was like, flow is a good price if you want to get more. He did. I don't think they got any more Alluvium, but Alluvium again, they were at like $29. They were up to like 70 something, back down to 41. So wouldn't be a bad time to get them as well if I was going to tell a friend. Obviously, you guys, I can't make any suggestions there. What is Rapid Coin? I don't know what that is. But it's up 20% today, whatever that is. What else am I gonna? Devi's been like the outlier here. It's up another 11% today, up to 89 cents. It was at like 98 cents. So let's go all the way back. It launched at under $1. It launched to pretty much where it is now, like 90-ish cents. It went up to like $1.80, and then just crashed down. It only says like 14.2, but I know this was at like 12 cents. Like I can't see it here, but I know this is at like 12 cents at one point. Again, 12 and 14 cents doesn't really matter. It's still neither here nor there. But yeah, Devi at 89 cents now is pretty nice. And it's like, well, Chavez, would you get more here? Like, I'm telling you, next week I will get more. What's the price going to be next week? I have no idea. It could go back down to what did we do the last couple of days? We went back down to 64. Like there was a loss of like 33% from like 98 to 64, 30 something percent. And we could do that again. Like I don't think that we're just going to stay here forever. Obviously, you know, break up or break down, and you know, in the next week when I go and get more, it could be this price. It could be lower. It could be higher. If it's at this price, I'll get more. If it's lower, I'll get a ton. But if it's $1.28, as like, okay, well, I'll still get some. I mean, I'd rather buy it here when I get some money next week. I'd rather buy it at these prices or lower. But again, if it like my bags are already fairly packed with it. Oh, look at that number 666, the number beast. Sorry. So again, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it next week. Obviously, if it goes up like crazy, sure, okay, happy gains. But I want it at a lower price. I wanted this price or lower. Obviously, if we could turn back time and I can get it back at 14 cents again, which I did. I got some at 30 cents initially, and then everyone was just like, "Hey, how's Debbie doing?" When it was down like 15 cents, I was like, "Oh, got more." And then like, "Oh, down 12 cents." Like, "Oh, yeah, how's Debbie doing?" Like, I swear, I love the project. And then obviously the haters kind of shut up when it goes up. But let's take a look at was it OMI? Yeah, let's do OMI real quick. Let's do Definity first. Oh, I feel we went over Definity already, right? Yeah, 4.5, 4.6. Let's go over OMI now, because I know that's what half of y'all are here for. OMI's actually up 5.5% on the day to 0.0038. Being up 5.5% and being at 0.0038 is, again, same thing as Devi. When I get more funds next week, I will get some more OMI. I'd like to buy at these prices. I think this is a freaking gift from the crypto gods. It could be higher, it could be lower. I have no idea. It could be, like I've said before, could go back down to the 0002s. There's been a lot of FUD, many of which, most of that FUD is kind of a nothing burger, just FUDders making mountains out of molehills. But the fact that the FUD is, I wouldn't say at an all-time high, but the FUD is high, and it's still higher than it was, you know, a month ago. Where we were at, well, let me, close to there, like 3.3, 3.2. And again, that did wick down to like 2-ish at some point, 2.1, 2.2. Obviously, that was there for a very small amount of time, with back up to like 2.7. And then it did what it did, obviously getting back up to the 0.007s multiple times. I know it wicked up 0.008 a couple times. But yeah, obviously I'd like to get it back down at those prices so I could buy more. And if, you know what, if they decide to announce like, hey, VeVeverse January 1st before I get the funds, I might get the funds by then. That's what they're going to do. They're going to give me my money like before the new year, so I have to pay those tax. Ugh. Anyway, that's likely what'll happen. I'll get that money like the 30th, 31st, whatever. And then getting that to Coinbase. I mean, it's, again, if they announce January 1st, hey, here's VeVeverse, here's Stack or whatever, it'll probably be up higher. If they don't announce any of it, if FUD continues and stuff happens, then But again, it has been really following Bitcoin the last couple of weeks. So I don't know. Bitcoin's obviously likely going to recover. Obviously not today. Bitcoin's kind of down today. OMI's up. So it's a little bit different there. Could be delayed by a day. But I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I'd like to get it lower. I'd like to get it down here. Lower would be better because obviously I'm in it long term. But if it's higher, then it's higher, and maybe I get some. But guys, if it turns out to be like 0.001, and I don't know if I would at 0.001. So it's not a 3x from here, but it's close. At that point, I'll still buy some because I said I would, but at that point, I'd probably just get a little bit more Devi or a little bit more Definity, as opposed to this. Anywho, let's go to the news of the day. What do we have here since yesterday? Oh, my trouble seems so far. Chumbo Fett says, you need a mighty Christmas tree in your life. Oh, mighty tree, oh, mighty tree. Then it goes, as a bonus, ask your kids, how many Marvel Mighties do you see? You're welcome for the first 2 minutes of free entertainment I provided you. And he just had a tree filled with Marvel Mighties. David Yu had reposted that, which I thought was really nice. Oh, this is after. Okay, hang on. This is so stupid. Damn, there was a lot. Okay, I went over the cat stuff. Went over that. Guys, just be careful where you get your information from. I'm not talking about any type of crypto you do, but even like in the mainstream media, they just, a lot of people, again, including mainstream media, they just lie a lot. I do want to read something from Gary Vee saying, you'd be stunned how capable you were and how joyful you'd get once you eliminate 2 things from your life. Number 1, people who are always comparing and dwelling and bringing you with them. You have to tune them out and limit them if they're family. And number 2, being comfortable. Please, my friend, watch out for this hidden poison. Complacency is often what's happening, and it will lead to unhappiness soon. Love you and have the best 2025. Also, Christmas around the corner. I will probably go live for Christmas for like an hour to cheers everyone with a beer and their families. Like, hey, I'll be here with you. I'll talk for an hour or whatever. Go over Christmas stories. Anyway, this is not Die Hard, although Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Rambo First Blood is also a Christmas movie. I just wanted to throw that out there. If you want a movie for Christmas, Die Hard or Rambo. Hopefully don't listen. Okay, VeVe Digital Collectible says, thank you for all your votes for our 5th official in-app VeVe creation. The winners were Ferryman 1986, BP Wall, Bogdan Roni 2, and Gary O at 1234CA3. Those guys, you have cool stuff coming your way. Okay. I love those types of things. Let's do, I did the Chumbo Fett guy. Wow, there's a lot of these screenshots. Mahalo Joe says, shout out to Mr. Ben Rose for listening in on the camping out for the comic space the prior week. He heard some suggestions we miss on the comic site, like dynamic rate percentage of adjustments, and now it's back. Just keep an eye on odds adjusting now. So let's do, what he means by that is, for a while, you had these on VeVe Comics, like you had the percentages, 1 in 24, 1 whatever, and then they went away for some reason, and now like they're back, which is pretty cool. Yeah, look at that. Wolverine Comics, 1 in 25. The worse the odds, the more fun it is. If anyone's ever gone gambling, Let It Ride has like the worst, I mean like the worst odds in the casino, but it's like one of the funnest games. So yeah, moving on. Crypto Cosmo says, not sure how many more opportunities we'll get to buy in this price range, but I'm here for it. Todd number 6, 7, 8, and 9 are locked in. He had gone on and bought 4 of them yesterday. Maybe he watched my stream, and maybe he's like, oh, well, Randy Chavez talking about these Todd prices, which I was, and he did. Anyway, so in general, a month ago, there were multiple days where we had less than 1,000 active users. Jonathan, I was Merry Christmas, Randy. Buy a shot on me. Is that my key? Is that my cue to drink? If it is, let me know. Or, you know what? I think that is my cue. I think it is my cue. Okay, we're back. We're back because when somebody gives the real Randy Chavez a super chat, this is what we do. Ooh. Oh, I'll get that in a minute. Cheers, mate. Little bit of a stressful day. When you have multiple clients in different parts of the world, I got a taste of this in 2017 where I had clients in Hawaii and I was like, okay, well, you can't call them until like at least like 3 in the afternoon, right? And then when certain deals had to get done, it's like, bro, why am I talking to you at like 12 at night or like 1 in the morning? It's whenever they're free. And now it is much the same, even though my clients are no longer in the US. I mean, they are, but now you have some clients in just different parts of the world, and meeting at 1, meeting at literally like 3 in the morning. It's just wild time. That's when people are free. So yeah, and then I had just flooded with meetings today. Tried to every now and then I try to go in and just watch other people, even just leave a comment, like if Crypto Rain's live or Dr. Stuff is live, or if VeVe Magic and Yostef had a space. I was super busy the other day. They had a Bambi space, and I got in for like as soon as I got in, it was like I was listening to a song, whatever it was, and then it was, hey guys, thanks for coming to the space. And I was like, no! I know the space is recorded, so I can go back and listen. Maybe I could do that tomorrow. On the plane, I will be traveling. Good times, but yes, cheers, mate. Air Force is still better. Anywho, let's go back to the news. What was I going over? Yeah, so Wind the Clock's back a month ago, and the active daily users were like, on any given day, it was 1,000 or more, but on some days, it was not even 1,000. We had 800-900 people. But the amount of signups that we've had, let me make sure I get the right numbers here because I don't want to spread misinformation. God, where did it go? Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like, yes, VeVe they have 5.5x logged in users since September, which is heckin' wild. And now you go back 2 weeks, you can't find anything below 2,000 daily active users. Now, some of that's due from the evolvables, but then you have something like yesterday, and this, you had something that I don't know how much this cost VeVe. Maybe it cost them a couple $1,000s to go and do that airdrop, the Christmas tree airdrop, and they did it, I think, super successfully. They give you an airdrop based on what level you are, and I heard some photos like, oh yeah, there's rewarding the whales, and it's like, well, if you go and put in hundreds of thousands of dollars, even like 7 figures into the app, you should be rewarded, and they are. But it's just another thing that people complain about. Anyway, the active wallets yesterday, was that yesterday? Yeah, the 22nd was 28,142. That was a lot. I just like to celebrate those wins whenever we can. Not too much. Oh my God. Look at me. 5 years ago in a, what was that, the dude's name? In a Hopper shirt from Stranger Things season 3, 4? 3, 4? I think it's 3. Gotta love that. Oh my God, there's me again. Let's see where we're at. Jenna, I will get to you later. I am live right now. Digital asset investment products saw a continuation of inflows last week, totaling $308 million. It is cold. I'm putting on my blankie. Okay, gotta make sure they're on my toesies so I can keep the tootsies warm. And then, okay, no more long socks. Anyway. Despite the intra-week outflows, Bitcoin still saw net inflows for the week totaling $375 million, while Ethereum saw $51 million in inflows. Oh, that was very nice. And then you have MicroStrategy. Like clockwork, every Monday decides to show what they have bought the previous week. They've acquired 5,262 Bitcoin for $561 million at $106,662 per Bitcoin. They have achieved Bitcoin yield of 47.4 quarter to date and 73.7% year to date. As of December 22nd, 2024, we hodl 444,262 Bitcoin acquired for $27.7 billion at $62,257 per Bitcoin. $ MicroStrategy. That is wild. MicroStrategy. So if I don't know why you wouldn't want to buy Bitcoin, but if you don't want to buy Bitcoin, just buy MicroStrategy MSTR. And if you want to be even crazier than that, you can go in and buy the MSTU, which is MicroStrategy. It's like 2x long. Now, granted, if you would have bought yesterday, oh my trip, you would have bought it at $12.50. And then today, obviously, it was down to $10.36. After hours, it is up slightly. But again, these are just different things that you can do. Not saying to or not to do them. Omar has given me a forget Rudolph, your Tesla. Tesla's the real MVP, slaying the holidays with Reindeer Presents and Santa vibes in Santa mode. Get the fudge out of here.
Check this out. So cool. It's like a hovercraft.
Oh my God, that's so heckin' dope.
All the presents.
Oh my God, I want that. Anyway, I thought that was heckin' amazing. Thank you, Omar, for messaging me that gives me life. Let's get and thank you, Jonathan, for that super chat. Anyway, cancel that. Let's go to. I just want to ask you guys a favor. If y'all can go in and mash that like button. It's a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, special super thanks button below, super chats as well. If you, whether you're on X, whether you're on YouTube, I don't know how you do it on X. If you have a question, just give me a super chat, and then I will answer your question right away, as opposed to me waiting another X amount of time to go do my thing. And then you can be on your merry way. Merry, I am such a card. Okay. First off, okay, so every now and then something gets big enough to come across my eyes where I don't really focus on a ton of other projects. Obviously, VeVe is one of the main ones. But someone from Facebook says, first off the line, pack release. First off the line is, I guess, a NFL stuff, saying, very good checklist. I've had a good time on Panini this past year. The 24-25 season for both NFL and NBA on Panini NFTs is looking promising. It's fun, and the Discord is a good community, crafting and challenges. Whole marketplace just got an upgrade too, so it's easier. You can deposit or purchase, etc., and the mint counts are low. I'm a fan of sports, so it just makes it more enjoyable as an NFT fan too. Would be nice to see VeVe kick off again, but sports NFTs have been going well for a while now. 98,000 purchased on Panini a couple days ago for a Tom Brady 1/1. Pretty insane. Also, Dutch auctions of over 100,000 on LeBron 1/1 and 150,000 on a Wemby 1/1. He says, I still feel not enough people are paying attention to Panini NFTs. Well, kind of got my attention here. I still don't know what they are, but they'd be doing numbers. Maybe I should pay attention. Or maybe a lot of those things have pumped, and maybe we should pay attention to Dapper Labs, where they have, Dapper Labs, I think also Disney Pinnacle, but they have NFL All Day, NBA Top Shots, UFC Strike. So a lot of these I'm pretty bullish on as well. But obviously Flow Blockchain, I have a ton of that. You have VeVe Viral going on. Also, I'll get to that, but I want to go over something else first. If I see it. I didn't take a screenshot of it. I have to go to the freaking. All right, I got to go to the actual Facebook for this. Let's go to the VeVe Collectibles and Friends Facebook and see some of these. Oh, we have Claire Russell Griffin saying, looks like 2025 will be a good year for me as I'll hit level 100 on the second week of January. What a journey it's been so far. Merry Christmas to everyone. Love Claire. Awesome. There's people doing some stuff there. Fishmas had a 1 of 1. Oh, I guess they announced Sesame Street too. Some more stuff. I'll get to that. I promise. I just want to find the stuff that was on there that I thought was interesting. Although I can't find it now, so maybe it's old, or maybe I deleted, or it got deleted. I don't have the power to delete stuff on there. I'll look for that later. Anywho, where were we? VeVe Viral, right? Yeah. VeVe Viral goes on and posts. This is where the Ecomi token sat at the end of the halving year last cycle. Talking about down there, like quad 03. And it goes, and as for VeVe Official, it was so unexciting that Todd hadn't even sold out from the store yet. By then, Bitcoin had already reached a new all-time high. Ethereum, Cardano, and other top alts had already done multiple X's, and a few JPEG NFTs had already blown way, way up. At the time, there was no Disney, no comics from Marvel, no Marvel in general, no secondary market, no ability to cash out, no Comic-Con validations, no Uniswap, no Coinbase wallet, no OMI to NFT, and no VeVe beta. It's easy to get consumed in any little FUD when the price is down, but I don't think you guys are ready for what's about to happen over the next couple of quarters. The next few months of full-on alt season, yet each cycle are finally beginning. This is what we've been waiting for. Nothing is guaranteed, but it's shocking how many quarters of down can get erased when we enter the banana zone. Now, where we are right now is about 10x from the price from there. So obviously that 1,000x that we did, or 1,500, however much x we did, from there to 1.3 cents. Obviously, that's not going to happen. I mean, not saying that we can't 1,000x. That's like 40 cents, which, yes, is in my golden goose scenario case. That case in which I think has like a 1-ish% chance of happening. You need a ton of things to happen for that to actually do that. For me, 100x to get us to about 4 cents. That's kind of in line with my base case, 3 to 5 cents. So again, I'm not going to say that 1,000x is impossible, but the odds are very stacked against that. And I would bet that we don't hit that. Will I have a moon bag there just in case? Sure. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what he was talking about. There was a lot of FUD on there. There was a lot of, it's just been a lot of FUD the last few days. So obviously stuff blows over. VeVe Digital Collectibles goes in and posts mobile app updates. Hi, VeVe fam. Our ongoing updates to our mobile app continue. Our latest update, version 2.0.8, is now available. Latest updates is including an updated profile, more accessible MCP information, other small fixes and enhancements. Please stay tuned as we will keep rolling with further updates in the new year. So obviously this is the last update for the next week. In general, you've had this company in the past talk about, hey, it's Christmas, it's holidays, want to have work-life balance, whatever. I'm sure, as disruptive as Ben is, he probably didn't want to mess with that because this is something that I didn't talk to him about when he was on the podcast. I'll probably bring it up to again next year. But I assume everyone here knows somebody, whether it's in their family or somebody that they know, that they just live at work. They're working 70 hours. They're always at work. They can't do anything. They can't hang out. They always miss stuff. It's like, oh, I got to work. I got to work. The workaholics. CEOs are just like that. Like I said, I did that for years. And it takes a while to recognize that not everybody's like that. And nobody will ever work as hard for your business as you will. So assuming Ben is one of these workaholics and he's working 80 hours a week, obviously you can't ask somebody to work 80 hours a week if you're working 40, which is nothing. But you also, like, some people have those different energies. I don't know how he's handling this. Like, for example, I know there's a buddy of mine that has he does his 40-hour work week. He sometimes works from home for like extra overtime stuff. Has a full life. Got a family. Got, he works out, and he's fine. And then his wife works part time, and just girls in general, I feel like, are sleepy and they like to nap. But his wife just, she works, she contributes, again, helps with the family, but just needs a nap. Needs to, like, hey, we're all gonna nap here. It's 3 o'clock, and that's fine. The issue is with a lot of the CEOs in general, especially when they first get to somewhere. Now, obviously, this is not Ben's first time running a company. His first time managing something like VeVe, but this is not his first time. I imagine he knows how to deal with all these different types of people. As CEO, you have to go in and you have to wear like 8 different hats because everyone has issues, and sometimes you have to help deal with them. Why I got onto this is because I was saying that we've had a lot of different hires, and at least one public disestablished job that we know of. I assume it's quite a bit more than that. I'm just curious to see how he handles that. How the different people that are just like, oh, boss, I'm tired, and they're stressing out. They're working like 30, 40 hours a week, and he's like working like double that. Again, I'm assuming. I just thought it'd be, again, thought experiment. Comment down below what you think. There's wallet stuff. I guess OMI had a space today at 4:55. I was going to try to go live before this. I didn't. So set the reminder, join first special edition. I guess he was talking about Christmas tree surprises, Ben Rose Easter eggs, Bambi visit stuff, Speculation Nation. Said sponsored by, powered by, and promoted by VeVe Official. I think that's awesome that they sponsor his channel. His spaces. Yeah, like DNA. I tried to have the smart contract on, and it says smart contract failed. Like, oh, bad times. I want to check for that real quick. I want to see what it has. It's up. Oh, so close to 420% on the day. It's 419. $370 million market cap. Wild. Did you all know that the IRS is sending $1,400 stimulus checks to 1 million taxpayers? And here's how to tell if you qualify. As many as 1 million taxpayers will receive a special year-end gift from the IRS as the agency deposits pandemic-era stimulus checks worth a total of $2.4 billion directly in their bank deposits. Automatic deposits will be issued later this month and should arrive in most cases by late January 2025. The agency said it will be paid to eligible taxpayers who did not claim the 2021 recovery rebate credit on their tax return for themselves and their dependents, worth up to $1,400 per individual. I don't know if that's the same as the $1,200 checks that people were getting, which I did not qualify for because apparently I made too much money. I like lost like half my business, more than half, but because I made too much money, I didn't qualify. That was some bullshit. And then oh God, I was so jealous of every Yahoo sitting at home collecting those checks and just like not doing anything. And I'm working my balls off. And I was like, I have never been more salty. Anywho, looking at the internal data, we realized that 1 million taxpayers overlooked claiming this complex credit when they were actually eligible. And the IRS Commissioner, Danny Werfel, in a statement, to minimize headaches and get the money to eligible taxpayers, we're making these payments automatic. I thought that was pretty cool. Let me give Crypto Rain some stage right. I'm currently live right now. Would you like to join? I am talking about the $1,400 stimulus checks going out to 1 million taxpayers, how to tell if they qualify, and then just general VeVe, OMI, Definity, everything stuff. I haven't gotten to any of the comments yet. Yeah, sure. I'll get you a link. All right. All right, let's get the Crypto Rain on. Let me go to this person because they're not coming on the stream. Copy, and I will get it to the Crypto Rain, giving him a message, giving him the paste, And then I am sending. Okay, so before Crypto Rain gets on, let me press one there. If y'all can smash that like button, the free way to help support the channel. Not right, you guys know the deal. You know the drill. Oh, I missed those. Okay, anyway. In other news, Andrew Forte says, my friend's girlfriend's sister's friend's neighbor sent this, and it said Fortnite Pudgy Penguins. I thought that was really cool. That appears to be at a mall. Or like a subway, maybe? Oh, wait. Is this Penn Station? No, it's not Penn. Oh, this might be Penn Station. You can tell by the escalators back there. Anywho, thought that was cool. And now let's go over, one over the Claire Griffin stuff. Adam Max says 2 years of moaning about OMI to NFT, and now almost none of y'all use it. I thought that was hysterical because same. Then we have Sean O'Hare saying, bounty claimed. We have claimed our $2,000 bounty on the mint 1942 Owl, the last mint and the film year release. So shout out to them. They always be putting stuff out. Okay. Let me. Okay. How do I get this? Okay, there we go. Now let's see what we got here. Moving on from that, Sergio Rodriguez saying, no one can ever accuse VeVe of not giving back to the community. Today, this was 2 days ago, VeVe airdropped free Christmas trees collectibles to holders. Some users even got a secret rare, which there was one person that sold it for like $5K. But it says, currently has a floor price of $1,500. What a wonderful gesture in line with the Christmas spirit. Again, they could be doing this over and over again. And one, it creates a lot of wealth and it creates a lot of transactions. So even though they technically give it out for free, they make money on that secondary, which is pretty nice, if I do say so myself. But I've just been so stupid. I think okay. Sergio also posts, bah humbug, the entitlement from people that didn't get a free secret rare or ultra rare Christmas tree airdrop to their account speaks volumes about the state of our society today. I personally didn't qualify for the ultra rare or secret rare, and I'm still grateful for what I received. And I'm also happy to see that collectors who qualified for them received them. Same here, Sergio. Same here. He says, I also think, I texted it to your cell phone, but this works too. This works too. Yeah. Okay. Says, I also think VeVe did the right thing by rewarding users who have their higher rankings with more scarce collectibles. After all, what would the point of attaining higher rankings be if you aren't being rewarded accordingly? Higher rankings are more scarce, therefore collectibles assigned to them should also be more scarce. So many ungrateful folks complaining about getting free gifts and upset that someone else got something more valuable items is peak entitlement. To them, this is what I say, bah humbug, Ebenezer Scrooge. I'm not going to lie, that is heckin' awesome. That was great. That was a great post, Sergio. There's a bounty claim. There's that. Oh, I actually did have that. Dude, Governor Kathy Hochul posting that the subways in New York City are safe, literally like a few hours before that dude sets a woman out on fire. Like her, Eric Adams, they've done a horrendous job. I feel like they really need to step down. Anyway, and also in the political spectrum, XRP, Coinbase, and Kraken donate a grand total of $7 million to President Trump's inauguration. $1 million from Coinbase, $1 million from Kraken, and $5 million via Ripple or from Ripple via XRP. Christopher Nolan's next film is an adaptation of Homer's The Odyssey, shot in IMAX. Christmas is going to be awesome next year. Maybe we can get some VeVe digital collectibles. We'll see. Can't go over that. Let's go over some of the comments. Yeah, let's get that. Oh, actually, speak of the devil. And this shall appear. What up, Ray? How's it going?
What's up, everyone?
Oh, we've been paying and hoeing. Not hoeing, you know what I mean. All day long. Oh, with the glasses. With the shades.
These lights are bright. I like it so much better with the glasses.
Same, fam. I made my screen so much bigger. I don't know how to get it out of being bigger. Anyway, good evening from people. Bill Gardner saying, let's go. Good morning from Singapore. What's up, Bobby Green? How's it going? How's your day, Ray? Oh yeah, we had a meeting before. Yeah, we spoke before.
It's been really good. Enjoyable meeting. It's fun when you talk to really high net worth people. Like they just get investment ups and downs and like market cycles, and they just speak a different language than people who are brand new to investing or using their money smart. People that have been doing investing for 20 or 30 years, they already think the right way. So that was a fun conversation. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good. We're gonna finish up that meeting tomorrow. Obviously, you don't have to be there. It'll just be me and him doing the final stuff, which will be great. Tammy's saying, "Hey, what up, Tammy?"
What's up, Tammy?
Spoke to her before too. So there's obviously we're both kind of all in on crypto here, and you don't have to answer this, but do you have like a 401k as well, like that something that's there? No, I don't.
No, I cashed out all my real estate and stuff. When I figured out what crypto was all about, I still held some real estate for another year and a half. But when I figured out what it was all about, I was like, real estate, you're dealing with tenants and stuff. And that doesn't mean I won't do real estate again. But crypto is this amazing thing that in a 4-year cycle, you make the kind of money you can't make anywhere else if you're doing it right. Now, unfortunately for a lot of people, they don't do it right. So they don't get that benefit. But when you're doing it right, you can make 30x, 40x, 50x, 100x gains over the 4-year cycle. So really, it takes about 2.5 years if you're buying at the bear market and then you're holding to the bull market. It's a 2 to 2.5 year hold.
Yeah.
I'm going to open this up, stream this to my audience. Give me just a second.
Surely. We have Hodlathon, long distance hodler, saying Slante from Ireland. Oh, cheers, mate. Meow, meow, meow. Love those guys. And then they have somebody saying, Disclosure Crypto saying, thoughts on Gari Network. I'm not 100% sure what that is. Oh, I think I have taken a look at this before. It's on Sol, 1975 over on CoinGecko. It is $12 million fully diluted market cap, $250,000 in trading. Oh, I just got the notification that your YouTube is live. Very nice. Oh, you streamed to Twitch?
Oh, did I shoot? I didn't mean to choose Twitch.
Get those gamers.
That was supposed to be Twitter. Yeah.
Get those gamers educated, Rain.
Yep.
For Gari, people feel 100% down on it, but obviously we know that stuff can be manipulated. Gari's on a bunch of different exchanges. Gate.io, KuCoin, BingX, LA Token, Radium, Mexi, CoinW, Orca, OrangeX, Kraken, Meteoria, XT, HTX, Crypto.com, Meteora, more Kraken, Geotis, and Gate.io. Have you taken a look at Gari Network? You know what it is?
No. I think somebody suggested I look at it once upon a time on a Wednesday live stream. Gari, the biggest Web3 social community.
So I just took a look. Like the X account, their thing 5 days ago that they posted like a giant thread on, talking about their official NFTs, Gari Panda. It's got about 2,500 impressions, and they tagged like 8 people in it, and they have 184,000 followers. So I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, their stuff that was pinned from 26 November has about 5,000 things on it. So I don't think those followers are all natural.
Gari isn't the kind of stuff I look at. It just, when I'm looking through it, I see a lot of hype, a lot of pumpamentals. They release some, Gari is short for Chingari.
Yeah.
And they launched an NFT collection of pandas related to it with like, this is a typical crypto project that people throw money at when they're new. It's not in line with what I personally like. Doesn't mean it can't do well. It's just outside of what's interesting to me. Well, there's lots of things that are outside the spectrum of what is really interesting to me that could do well in crypto. I don't know this well enough to know what its chances are. And I won't look deep enough at this to get a feel for it, because I'm just not. I like companies that are doing things that create greater business efficiency greater customer things. Like I think stuff like VeVe, I think collectibles in the future go digital, and VeVe's position itself really well for that. Now, does it take a while to get adoption for collectibles going from physical to digital? Well, Bitcoin took a long time to get adoption for this idea of a digital store of value versus a physical store of value, such as gold. And so, yes, of course, it takes a while. So some people are freaking out, like Ray C here. V8 app is dead. Active users less than 10,000. I'm pretty sure that's 20x up what it was 4 years ago. Probably had 500 users 4 years ago, and now it has 10,000. I'm pretty sure it's going the right direction. Now, in a bull market, it'll be probably 1 million to 2 million or 10 million. And then guess what? It will fall off. And then maybe it sits around 20x here, where it has 200,000 that stay around the bear market. And then like the next cycle from that, maybe like digital collectibles have really, really hit to stay. And then it never goes down that much, even in the future bear markets. But Ray C, you just don't understand the 4-year cycle. Doesn't mean you're a bad guy. 4-year cycle. Still, though it's an early bull market, it hasn't impacted things like the digital collectibles narrative yet. That always comes later in the bull market.
Great. There's and I do want your opinion on that in a second, but there's Hodlathon saying like, hey, is David Yu got underground? Ben Rose, it does seem like Ben is taking the public stage. Ben, do you think Ben Rose will prepare coming for a Binance listing since he's in the know? He used to obviously work for them. I'm going to say no on the Binance listing because they have a lot of predatory practices, but that's just me, and I might be wrong. Rain is older, smarter, and more experienced in this, so I'm going to go in and defer to Rain. What are your
I love Binance, but Binance to get listed, unless they come to you, you pay like $450,000 to get listed on it. And what users can they access there that they can't access with Gate.io, right? Like they can access the same user base. Would it be like another thing they could do? Yes, but does that solve the bigger problem? The bigger problem is getting access to American user base, because that's where most of the collectors are. That's where most of the money is. So Coinbase or the move to Base allows that. So you can buy it easier on Uniswap using Base or on Coinbase wallet. So it's partially solved the problem. But Coinbase is the listing that I hope happens. I would imagine they're working on it. Who knows? I would love to know that that's for sure like being worked on, but who knows? Like that would be the big exchange they could get on. And then like Kraken and some other ones would be nice. And maybe instead of Coinbase, they could get on Kraken, get access to American users. But Coinbase is the big one that most newbies use. So that would be great, because then newbies could easily go on, fund straight from their accounts into buying OMI that they then hold on Coinbase, which they can then easily extract to the Base network if they want to.
Great. We had gone over before, and you just brought it up, something that made me think of it. Have you heard of Panini NFTs and their sports stuff?
Heard of what?
Panini NFTs.
Panini. Like Panini, interesting. So they're a collectible card maker. They're one of the best these days.
Okay.
So Panini makes sports cards, like I think baseball, football. I started following cards again when HRO did their thing, right? So I joined some groups, and Panini was one of the ones, the big makers. So I'm not surprised they're getting into NFTs, but I don't know anything about their NFTs. Yeah,
they just made something called First Off the Line. Their packs of cards. I guess this person, they made them for the 24-25 season for football. And they are, I guess they have all the sports, because they had a $98,000 purchase on Panini a couple days ago for Tom Brady 1/1, a $100,000 for a LeBron 1/1, and $150,000 for a Wemby 1/1. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who Wemby is, kind of out of the loop there. But those are just something I was like, when you have those types of numbers, I feel like it's probably a good idea to just take a look at it and see what they're doing. And see if they're competition, like for Flow or something like that with Dapper Labs.
NFTs. I'm trying to find some information on it.
Might be First Off the Line.
First
might
off
have
the
to-
line goes back to 2017. And so first off the line was just to get easy access to things. I see a YouTube video on it. Let's see if he's got video unavailable. Interesting.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, just trying to research some stuff on it.
Cool. Jonathan Aaron said, I think of making a coin, possibly. Hey, hi. I think the greatest need in Web3 space. What do you think the greatest need is in the Web3 space or others? Honestly, the greatest need in the Web3 space is also probably one of the greatest in the world. And it's just unbiased, truthful reporting of news. And that's, I mean, X does a pretty good job at getting stuff that the actual mainstream media won't cover, or they cover horrendously or incorrectly. But that's one of those things that is really hard to interpret, really hard to go in and I don't know. What about you, Rain? What are your thoughts on
that? Well, this idea of blockchain was revolutionary, right? So Bitcoin was the first, and it introduced cryptographic encryption combined with like a decentralized distributed ledger, which really changed the world. And Ethereum came up with this smart idea called smart contracts. And the combination of things are going to allow the internet to do things it couldn't do before. But there were some problems. Bitcoin's transactions per second are like 3 to 5 transactions per second. Even Ether's transactions per second is like 12, maybe 20. And the cost is just too high on those. But like you'd think Bitcoin being like blockchain 1.0, and it's great store of value. You don't need tons of transactions per second in order to use it as a store of value. Even if that means that when blockchain is going crazy and everyone's buying on the Bitcoin network, that transactions go to $50. Well, that's okay. When you're moving $10 million as a store of value and it only costs $50 to move it, that's way cheaper than it would cost to move $10 million worth of gold. So it acts as a good store of value, but it's not fast enough to really allow Web3 to happen. And so third generation blockchains are what's fast enough to have Web3 happen. And so the greatest innovation we need there is blockchains that are faster. And, you know, I'm a big fan and investor in VeVe, which can do 8 million transactions per second. It is a permission blockchain versus a permissionless blockchain. Like Avalanche is a permissionless blockchain. That doesn't mean I think on Avalanche, they've made it so you can do permissioned nodes or branches of it, which is cool. But their transactions per second don't compare to 8 million transactions per second, which is why I'm a fan of VeVe. Now, they have a big announcement coming in January. I'm curious to know exactly what that is. But they said they partnered with one of the biggest exchanges in the world, and it's not a crypto exchange, that will allow real-world assets, crypto, securities to be able to trade on it with blockchain settlement and instant finality, or T0 transaction times.
That's a sexy word.
Exchanges in this world have been looking to figure out how to do T0 transaction settlement times for forever, and they didn't think it was possible. So if VeVe ends up with, if that's a big partnership like I think it is, and they can do T0 settlement and that moves forward, then nobody knows about VeVe now, and then everyone will. And it will have solved the bigger problem of we need transaction times for major blockchains to be in the millions of transactions per second, not 10,000 transactions per second, not 50,000. So Solana is a pretty good solution if they do continue to upgrade it and then get it in the hundreds of thousands of transactions per second, or 500,000. Maybe that's good enough for Solana to stick around long term. Solana is a permissionless blockchain, meaning anyone can write to it. And there's some advantages for some things for that. Cardano is a permissionless blockchain. Cardano, I think, has done a good job. They'll probably be around for forever. And I do think it will get up to the hundreds of thousands, eventually millions of transactions per second. What are the other big
That's
ones?
a lot. That's
good. Yeah, but VeVe's like my favorite. But I'm personally invested huge in a VeVe. It's one of my largest holdings. So we'll see what that announcement's like. January could be a really, really good month.
Could be great. When you say transactions in the you just had hundreds of millions?
Hundreds of thousands.
Okay. I was like, well, don't they already have the blockchain does like 8 million?
No, well, VeVe does 8 million transactions a second. But like that's per shard. They can actually, because it's permission, what a lot of people don't understand about blockchain is you don't want your main wallet to be on a permissionless blockchain that everyone can see all your transactions. So when you go to the grocery store and you pay with this, you don't want people to be able to see that every transaction you've made by now having your wallet address. So that's one of the problems with the permission blockchains now. So you want some kind of privacy there that they can only see that transaction and can know it's there. So VeVe has a solution for that. Many of these other blockchains don't yet have a solution for that. Because if you use your Cardano wallet, everyone can see that. Now, Cardano's kind of solved this solution in that you could have multiple wallet addresses pointing to the same wallet. So it can break it up so you have a little bit more privacy, and that's a cool implementation. There are other solutions. So we'll see who the big winners will be.
Preach. I don't know. I don't think VeVe Magic really fuds. I love VeVe Magic. I think she's great. So whatever that is,
yeah, I would need to see what specifically that is. I'm not going to take somebody's word for it that VeVe Magic is fudding on Twitter.
Speaking of word for it, any truth in David Yu selling some of his OMI? There was a wallet that somehow was connected to David loosely at some point. I don't think there's any evidence that's saying that that's actually his wallet, unless David has $3 million of immutable X. Not saying he wouldn't. He's a very wealthy man. I'm sure he has that. But in that wallet, you only saw 405 million OMI. And if he needed to sell something, again, David's a really smart guy. He could think, okay, I need $20,000. How do I get that? Do I sell some OMI that people would like FUD for, or do I sell some of this immutable X? And again, that wallet happened to sell $22,000 worth of OMI. Again, I don't think that's his. I don't think there's really any further evidence that it is his. But even if it was, he would have sold 0.5% of his total OMI holdings. So even if it was, I would think that's a nothing burger. Is there anything I missed there, or do you think I'm being a little too there towards David, and I should be a little bit more harsh?
Well, what's funny, right, is like, so the early bull market is sometimes the hardest to stay in your good positions. And the reason is a lot of the higher risk altcoins don't peak till later on, well into the second half of the bull run. The first half, Bitcoin goes up and a few other things like some narratives, meme coins tend to run in that period. And so what's hard is keeping your positions when you see these other things running. So AI has run, and then the ISO coins really, really ran once Trump was elected. And so people grow, they were already like totally struggling because of the bear market. And then they see these other things running and they're like literally like going crazy. Like, oh my gosh, it's never going to happen is the panic that goes through their mind. And this is what shakes out so many people out of really, really good positions. Now, when I was brand new in crypto, it was 2018. There was this guy with a YouTube channel, and he was talking about how he sold his Tron position 3 weeks before it pumped. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, it'd be worth $3 million now. And I sold it all for $20,000. And I was like, why the hell would he do that? And he's like, yeah, I held it for a whole year. I mean, I knew the technology and stuff, and Tron was leading the technology in 2017, 2018. They just didn't continue to do anything since then. But back then, that was innovative technology. Transactions to send Tether being so cheap was incredible. And so I was thinking about that because I wasn't around when he sold his Tron. I had come in after that. And why would you sell it? It's the same pressure. What he saw was Bitcoin going crazy, a few other things going crazy. At the time, Tron was a high-risk altcoin. It hadn't done a major pump. And so it wasn't till like November, December, like early December 2017 that Tron all of a sudden took off. And he'd watch Bitcoin go like 5x and stuff. And he's just like, no. And he sold all his Tron and rolled in some other things that had already gone up a bunch because they sell what's low to buy what's already pumped a bunch, hoping that it continues to go higher just to have what they sold go crazy. And so you know, I don't have a magic crystal ball to know when OMI is finally going to run. Probably when the digital collectibles narrative runs, and that will happen sometime probably in the next 8 months. When? I don't know. And some people say, Rain, can you do you know for certain the digital collectibles narrative is going to run? It's like, well, I don't know for certain that the world's not going to end tomorrow. That there's some meteor they haven't seen that will hit the earth and kill everyone. So the probabilities that happens are like really good for us, that the planet is not going to be destroyed tomorrow. The probabilities that the digital collectibles narrative runs this bull market are really, really high, because digital collectibles in a lot of ways are superior to physical collectibles. And as the world wakes up to this digital narrative of Bitcoin and other things, and all eyes go on crypto, then it cycles through in the bull run pretty much every narrative. So why it would skip over digital collectibles, there would be no logic to it. It won't. It's just, can I guarantee it? I don't make guarantees. We're in the investment space. If you're looking for guarantees, you're in the wrong species. Like, there are no guarantees. If you think your bank is a guarantee, it's a fake guarantee. If you think FDIC insurance is a guarantee, well, not if the government goes bankrupt. So it's a guarantee with contingencies. Every guarantee we have is a guarantee with all kinds of contingencies. There's truly no guarantee. We're just playing probabilities. In life, if you put a whole bunch of money in your bank, you're still playing probabilities. So in investment, we're playing probabilities. What are the probabilities that the digital collectibles narrative hits this bull run? Well over 90%. Cool.
Speaking of planets, Senator Mike Lee suggests that the United States should recognize Pluto as a planet again, and I agree. USA.
I have no research or thoughts on that.
I think Pluto's a planet. I just, throwing that out there. I got to, even if it's not, I think it should be.
Miss Rain was laughing at that. Come say hi, Miss Rain.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you?
Howdy doody.
Howdy doody. I also think that Pluto should never have not been a planet.
My man.
Because it messed up the whole, remember the saying, like, my very educated mother, and then they had it like pizzas 9, they did it backwards, and now it's like, can we just have 9 pizzas again?
Yeah.
It messed up the whole thing.
It messed up everything.
It did heck this up. But I would like to see that. I would love to hear new types of stuff like that. Like, I wonder if there's I know there's like obviously planets that are beyond that, but obviously they're like really small and whatever. I feel like we should be adding to those and not subtracting. But my opinion.
Yeah, I haven't had much faith in NASA like the last, I don't know, since they got weirdly political starting midway through Obama's time as president, right? And it's like they started releasing all these research papers on like how the sea level was going to rise by 2020. And, and like Florida would lose half its land. And it's like, this is published on NASA stuff. And I was like, yeah, surprisingly, Florida hasn't disappeared with the sea levels haven't risen like they said. And, good old Al Gore saying that by 2020, New York City would be underwater. I'm still waiting for that to happen, Mr. Gore.
Crazy.
Weird that NASA got involved in that kind of craziness.
Yeah. Raxel Rain, Crypto Rain, what are y'all doing for the holiday?
Opening presents.
Family.
Nice.
Yeah. We're gonna have lots of food tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Right. Well, enjoy. Raxel, good to see you.
We're gonna go out dancing tonight.
He's gonna cook all day.
That is not true.
I just keep getting funnier. I am gonna cook all day tomorrow, and then we're gonna eat. Tonight we're going dancing.
Very nice. I had like 2 months ago, it was like near like Halloween. This little girl knocked on the door and she's like, "Would you like to buy some cookies?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll buy some cookies." So I looked through like this catalog and I was like, "Oh yeah, like Mrs. Fields, like let me like 2 of these boxes." And then like I give her money and then she just like she dips because like she didn't have the cookies like in the car. They're just like, we'll give them to you in like 2 months. So I got them like a week ago. And then they weren't like normal cookies. They were like ready to bake and like stay frozen. And I feel like I got gypped because I I don't know. I didn't want to cook. So anyway, they were in the freezer, but they were still cookie dough. So every now and then while I'm like making dinner, I'd be like, let me just take one of these. And I wound up eating like 16 of them in like 2 days. And so
Did you cook them or
Ernie
did you raw?
You ate them as cookie dough, didn't you?
I did. But I never got sick. So I was,
That's good. You're lucky.
Anyway.
I'll go.
Rex, so great to see you. We won't keep him too much longer. We'll send him out. Bye bye. Oh yeah, it's pretty late over here. It's about to get late over there. You got to bounce? You got to dip?
I got 10, 20 minutes.
Okay, cool beans. So there is let's go to some other.
Oh, what time does it start tonight? At 9?
I was just teasing.
Oh yeah, I got 10 or 20 minutes.
I was just giving you crap.
All right, cool beans.
Yep.
On the what up, Brody Hooks. Camille saying, "What's up, guys? What's up?" Nurse Cooper here from the Rain Fam. Are you a human nurse or a doggo nurse? Very curious. Is he in your Rainmakers group?
Yes.
So tell us about the Rainmakers group. How do we go and join? How do we become savage crypto investors? What do we need to do to sign up with them?
Well, one of the things I realized in crypto is like most people do crypto wrong. I noticed this thing in 2019, 2020. I met some guys that were investing mostly in Cardano then, and they were just dollar cost averaging in Cardano. At the time, it was really hard to be a Cardano fan because Cardano had been in development for like 5 years. They still hadn't even launched their test net. Their main net definitely wasn't live. Their test net wasn't even. And you could only hold Cardano on exchanges because there was no wallet you could put it in because Cardano's network didn't exist yet. And so you could buy it on exchanges. And people called it Cardano. And if you think the FUD on OMI is high, you should have been around 2019, 2020 trying to be a Cardano fan. But I found this pattern of people buying projects during the bear market, right? So what I did was I dollar cost average during the bear market. And I found that there were certain people that just dollar cost average on strong fundamental projects during the bear market. And those guys all became rich during the bull market, like rich, like millions of dollars, not $1 million, millions of dollars. And 2021 went very well for me as well. And I was like, okay, so I had started the YouTube channel, but I really put some thought into how do you really help people to understand what are the best patterns to do in crypto? Because there's lots of ways you can make money in crypto, but we're talking about serious life-changing wealth crypto. Because during that same period from 2020 to like I was at Bitcoin's conference in 2021, and there was a guy I knew that had a YouTube channel, 300,000 subscribers. And we were talking, I was like, he's like, oh, it's been a good year. And I was like, yeah, it has. And I was like, what are you up right now on your portfolio? And he's like, I'm up 70% since a year ago. And I'm like, oh, you're like, what are you up? And I was like, I'm up 11x on what I put in. Like, it's actually much higher than that from what the bottom was, but like, 70%, it blew my mind. He was all happy. He was like, oh, but so he does a lot of technical analysis, a lot of trading that way. And I was just like, geez, okay, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to keep doing. And I have refined it and I feel like gotten a lot better at where the efficiencies are. But I thought, how do I create a group of people that think like savages, like savage investors that understand? And so I created a Telegram group. I found with Telegram, because it's free, anybody can join it. And therefore, like, there's no sacrifice. There's no filtering mechanism. People would join it, like scammers would join it all the time, try to create a bunch of links and that would hack your wallet and stuff. And I was like, So then we created a private Discord and we used Patreon as like the gated access for it. So you have to join the Patreon and it's $20 a month presently for the lowest tier. They'll get you in there. But that pay gate or paywall eliminated 99.5% of the scammers. And when scammers do join, they try to post some links right away. They find out they can't, and then they cancel the $20 charge right away. because they don't want to pay anything.
Yeah.
Funny enough, like, so that's canceled 99.5% of the scammers, like, from even getting in. And secondly, that $20 a month, even though that fee is like so negligible when you think about it in the greater scheme of things, it gives us some kind of commitment, some kind of buy-in, because what we sacrifice for, we appreciate more. So that's how you get access to it. And what I love is there's a lot of great people in there. Part of the value in there isn't just better access, more access to me. It's better access to a network of people who think the same way, that don't get blown out because, oh my gosh, did David you sell some OMI? Oh my gosh, I'm out. That is all like, that's not how savage investors think at all. That's what brand new investors freak out about. In fact, brand new, I wouldn't even classify them as investors yet. They're people that put in money, but they don't understand investment cycles yet. So they're just babies. They're just brand new, and not babies in a derogatory term. They're just brand new at this stuff. They don't know what they're doing yet. And so when you have more time in investing and understanding, it helps to be associated with a group like that. Like some of the people in there have been investing in their life for 20 or 30 years, and they act as a stabilizing force. So you realize it's not just me saying it. Like one of the people in there, his name is Sale, and he's worked for major institutions in the financial sector for 30 years. And he helped clue everyone into what the ISO 220 coins were all about, and shared mountains of research. So a lot of the Rainmaker family went pretty heavy on XRP and some of the other ones when they were dirt cheap, before they 5 to 10x, back when everybody was still fudding on them. And he provided a mountain of research why in the coming 10 years, something like XRP could go from under 50 cents to well over $100, maybe even $1,000 in the coming 10 years. And so it's just like, I mean, we have access. A lot of times we have private chats there that the general YouTube audience does not get access to those. We have some discussions that straight up don't even hit YouTube at all, that go in there with some teams, as well as just lots of other benefits. We've had some over-the-counter deals in there where people got like a 50% or 40% discount on buying some things over the counter. And so like the $20 a month is laughable, but don't join if you're not going to stick around. Really, your time that it takes to become rich in crypto, think about it in 4-year cycles. And so when I started my YouTube channel, I promised everyone I would keep doing it for at least 5 years till 2025, because that was enough time to have 2 cycles. So 2021 was total bull market. 2025 total, like, the bull market goes crazy again. Now, will I continue making general YouTube videos? We'll see. I don't know. Will I continue with the private Discord in that community for another cycle? Yes. Why? I'm really excited. A bunch of people that have been with me 1, 2, 3 years, been dollar cost averaging into solid research projects during the bear market. I think they're going to do incredibly well, and be not only do incredibly well, but now they get it too. Like, they already get it because they've been around hearing these messages for 2 or 3 years. They've become very good, but it will be fun when they see their net worth go through the roof, and that will solidify their knowledge even more. So their faith becomes not faith anymore. They don't have to believe. They know that this way of approaching things with really, really heavy research, diversify across a number of very well-researched projects that have strong teams and a strong narrative, that leads to really good results.
Before you go, one last question. In the Fantastic Four comics, Reed Richards has what's called the Future Foundation. And he says that he has it, it's meant for kids that are gifted and super smart. And he says the reason he has it is because a lot of times kids think outside the box, and they'll think of things that adults wouldn't. In the future, will you expand this Rainmakers to include younger people that want to learn as well?
I don't know. See, one of the things I'm passionate about in life is what's called a meritocracy, where you get ahead by hard work and ingenuity and like taking smart risks. So what I don't like is like, there's 2 ways to determine who gets to be rich in an economy, and one is by playing politics. And I don't think that's the way should be reinforced that people get rich by. And the foundation of America is quite amazing in that you get to benefit from the fruit of your labors and capitalism, which so far America has been the best implementation of capitalism. There always creeps in like government working with capitalism. That is not capitalism. They call that crony capitalism, but what it really is fascism. Oh, you all get to be capitalists as long as you do everything the government tells you to do. But then the government starts deciding who the winners and losers are, and that's not capitalism, that's fascism. And so, it's kind of gone that way the last couple of years, and it's been heading that way since Reagan, like under Carter, started to get really, really bad like that, and then Reagan cleaned it up for a while, and Bush didn't do too much to clean it up, just kind of coasted off of what Reagan did. And it's been going back the other way where government and big business get in bed to squash all the new ideals. Anyway, I like this idea of a meritocracy where you can get ahead by having the best inventions, the best innovations, and that big business and government don't get in bed to stifle all the new ideas, even if they come from an 8-year-old. So what I like about that idea is it's a pure meritocracy. And even if the idea comes from an 8-year-old, like why can't an 8-year-old get rich? Will I specifically do something that targets kids like that? I don't know. Like I've told my kids, don't expect me to leave you any money. I'll leave that to charitable foundations. Something like the education system in Canada, in the US, and a lot of places in the world is quite atrocious. And I like, if there was some kind of school I could get behind, or some kind of charter school or something that really does a good job of pure meritocracies, that people, no matter their political connections that come in, can get ahead by outworking everyone, by thinking smarter than everyone, no matter if they're like the poorest person in the world or they come from a rich family, but it's pure meritocracy and not things. That's where I would donate huge amounts of my wealth to that. Now, I won't give it to my kids because I don't want to ruin my kids. If you study inherited wealth passed on to your kids, you are not doing them any favors. You're not. The average inherited wealth is spent in 2 years, spent on cocaine and hookers and other things. And like you give somebody tons of money that they didn't have to work for, it ruins most personalities. Not all of them, just most.
Yeah.
We should create a Crypto Rain board game. Good idea, Nurse Cooper. Maybe. Kind of like Rich Dad, Poor Dad created. Like I paid $200 to buy his board game, right? Because I wanted to learn about getting out of the rat race. $200 back then was a lot of money for me. I had like 3 jobs. I was trying to put my way through school. And I saved up to buy that because I wanted to figure out getting out of the rat race.
No. I feel like there's, I don't know how, you're obviously doing it on your Rainmaker channel, but I feel like there's got to be a way to filter out, I don't want to say like the weak, but the people that like don't really want, like they want the reward, but they don't want to do the work, and filter those people out and like finally get to the people that are like, no, I'll grind. I will work 18 hours a day. I'll go like, I freaking love those people.
What's funny is they almost never come into the Patreon. If they do, they don't stay there more than like a month or 2 because they don't want to pay for anything. They don't get investing in education this way, right? They're like, well, I'll just watch YouTube. It's free. And it's like, cool. You can do that. You can just watch on YouTube. Cool. You won't get as much value, but you're right. It's free. And it's like, why would you want to invest $20 a month to learn better how to allocate the $10,000 you're putting in? Cool. Not like I'm going to tell you what to buy. I'll tell you what I'm buying and why I'm buying it. And I'll have a lot of discussions. And people have like various opinions in there about what they like. And here's the research behind it and this and this and this. And I encourage that. I don't want everyone to just copy what I'm doing. I want good discussion on becoming a solid investor because someday I will not be around. I want people to, like, I'm passionate about teaching people how to become expert fishermen rather than here's some fish, here's some fish, here's some fish. No, I want you to be amazing. I want when I step away, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all if some people come out of that group and end up being 10 times better than I ever was. People say, oh my gosh, what do you think about Tom? Tom's 10 times better investor than you. And I'm like, I effing love it. That's awesome. Holy cow. Perfect.
I used to love seeing that in like the boxing gyms where naturally girls are better punchers than guys, because guys would try to like just try to throw these haymakers and throw like with their upper body. Girls like instinctively knew like with the hips, but every now and then I would see like this like wicked hook. I'd be like, who taught you that? And like, I don't know. And I was like, oh girl. But then, you know, life gets the way, they would never stay. But it's just, that was cool to see. And like something that people have to work on for months, not years to get. Some people just have naturally. Like be Selena Gomez for a second. It comes naturally.
Well, what's so funny is people that things come too easy for them, they don't usually stick around. What I found is, and I read a book by this guy, I think his name was Viktor Marchenko, and he was a Navy SEAL person. He went to jail because he wrote a book about it, and the CIA said he released too much classified information. They sent him to jail. But he was a grinder, or what he called it. He said the gazelles never stuck around. The people were naturally good at things because as soon as adversity hit them, they were gone. They were out of there. And as I thought about it over the years, there's some truth to that. The people that just naturally good and they come in, they make some money, and then all of a sudden when it goes bad, they just flop out. But people that are grinders, they're like, see, when I saw crypto, I was like, if I can understand what's going on here, this is going to help me dig out of the hole that I'm in. Because I went through I was once almost a millionaire, and then the real estate crash of 2005 through 2012. Took about half of everything I owned. Then I went through a terrible, nasty divorce, which took not only everything else, but I was worth negative 300,000 and something like 380,000 when it was all said and done. And so I had a huge hole to dig out, and it took me forever. In fact, when I started in crypto, I wasn't even out of that hole yet. Still had a negative net worth. And I was like, not only will it help me get out of this, but it'll help me catch up to where I was and then be ahead. And I was excited about it. I was like, if I could figure it out. And at first I invested 15,000 midway through the bull run of 2017, went up to about 170,000. And then it went down to 3,000. And I sat there licking my chops. It's like, okay, clearly there's some things I don't understand, but what I'm seeing now is that there's a 4-year cycle, and that played out in 2013, played out this time in 2017. So it seems like this 4-year cycle is going to continue. I just didn't know it. In fact, 2013 was the first one. 2017 was the second one. I was like, my guess is in 2021, there's going to be a 4-year cycle. And so I'm going to use 2018, 2019, 2020 to massively dollar cost average and prepare for 2021. It played out just like that. And so 2021 financially changed my life and started sharing with people, look, there's a 4-year cycle. There's no guarantee that it will happen again. Probabilities are really good. And if you're buying teams that have a strong team with a narrative that's strong and they can make it through the bear market, they'll probably do really, really well in the coming bull run. That was the part of my portfolio that outperformed everything else in the 2021 bull run. So I focused 100% of my bear market dollar cost averaging in projects that fit that profile. And it's going to be a really good 2025.
Can't wait. I know you have to bounce, so I don't want to keep you. Thank you so much for coming on. You go have fun. You have happy holidays.
All right. We'll see you, Randy. Thanks for inviting me on. Good to see you, everyone. Merry Christmas to everyone. See you soon.
Yeah. So, everyone, there's a couple more things I do want to go over. Also, cuteness aggression is freaking adorable. Let's go. Where the heck was it? So, I did mention VeVe Viral before. Let me go in. Oh my God, these notifications are never going to end. So I just want to read a couple of the responses to VeVe Viral's post there, because it's got quite a bit of traction. I think that happens when you tag 10 people. I say I appreciate the sentiment. We're actually up 10x from that point, though, where he was talking about. He says, sounds like this time around we have 90% less work just to reach the prices of last cycle. And I said, yes, 100%. Because, again, last time when it reached that high of 1.3, there was no Marvel, there was no Disney, there was no cash out, there was no any of that. Like when there was a new drop that happened, one, the app didn't work. Two, the market closed down. You couldn't sell anything. Good times. Now where am I at here? A lot of this is a lot of FUD. I'll go over this thread because I think it's important to go over. Somebody says, sure would be nice if David, you believe in the coin enough not to drop a ton this week after the delisting. Again, we are 90, I'm like 99% positive, but let's say for others, 90-ish% positive. But that is not David's used wallet. And again, it was $20,000 that is neither here nor there. That's pretty much a drop in the bucket, even though the volume is pretty low over on OMI. VeVe Viral says, bro still has like 99% of his tokens on GoChain. Read that time, he couldn't be worse. And I'm not happy that it happened, that it looks this way, but it is still a mega tiny percent of his holdings that day and in general, especially when compared to what most crypto founders do, as Dr. Stuff pointed out. So like 20-something thousand could have simply been Christmas gift money, as far as we know. Again, not saying I'm a fan of it, but it's also a bit meh. And again, for this type of thing, it's David's one of the smartest guys like out there, and he knows what people would think if he were to do that. And if that was the only thing in his wallet, which again, we're not sure it is, I would say like, okay, whatever. But he had $3 million worth of immutable X in there. So again, when that type of thing happens and you say, oh, hey, why would David go and sell $20,000 of OMI when he could easily sell immutable X? Again, also, I remember a few years ago, back when this is when people were not funding Tesla as much as like 2020, but Tesla stock sales funded the Twitter purchase. From April through December of 2022, Elon Musk sold about $23 billion worth of Tesla stock in unscheduled sales to help fund his $44 billion purchase of Twitter that year. So again, $20,000 is pretty small when compared to things that other CEOs do. And again, I'm not even saying that that was David, as I'm pretty sure it is not him. But again, other people are pointing that out. I took a picture of that because I want to see what it is. Delisting. It was. Oh, what up, Reagan? How's it going? You're the two-turn Tony of the group over there. It was BitGet. So BitGet, in general, has about less than 2% of the average daily volume that OMI has. So, for example, today, up about 3.5%, but on the 24-hour trading volume, it's 687,000 in volume. That was like 1.1 million before, but let's go with the current numbers at 687. Let's take a look at what BitGet has at about $7,300. So it is still more than 1%, but just barely. So again, BitGet having a little over 1% is not really neither here nor there. Again, you obviously want more exchanges and you want more volume for the token, but anything that BitGet can do, OKX kind of does better. OKX has about 250,000 in volume over on the day. Mexi at 165, and I think Ascendex always has that like 151, 152. I don't know why. That seems very strange that it always has that number. But yeah, so BitGet is if there's going to be an exchange that went down, or not went down, but just delisted, I'm pretty happy it was BitGet, because again, they do what I like to do in a lot of companies I invest in, where any one of their company or at their company is not performing, you just take out the bottom 10%, and you constantly do that. And what BitGet did was they're saying like, hey, we're going to take out the bottom X% of these tokens that don't have a lot of volume. And OMI was just in a bucket of like 40 other tokens that they delisted. It had really nothing to do with OMI or sentiment. It's just like, hey, it just happened to be in the bottom, rung of how much volume it is. Not really making us money, so we'll delist it. But again, it's not really BitGet's or OMI's fault, because when you have other better exchanges, you have Gate.io, Ascendex, you have OKX, which is like number 3 exchange in the world. They all have OMI, and they're all trying to share this volume. There is going to be one exchange that has to lose. Obviously, today, it was BitGet. I don't know if this really means any type of solvency issues for them. Maybe it means that, hey, we might have solvency issues in the future. So now we're trying to just go in and say, let's try to prevent that and do some preventative care. Could be one way or the other. Not sure. Stephen Underwood saying the amount of OMI he has, if it was a dump, he would work hard to pump the coin way up, then he would dump. 20K is not a dump if this was him. You are correct. The dude has like 30 billion OMI. I don't think there is any proof that this was him, but again, have to go over it because people think it is. Anyway, let's go on and take a look at some of the screenshots I took while Rain was here that I did not get to go over before. One was VeVe News Christmas edition. Dynamite Comics, Bambi, Coca-Cola, and more. This was from VeVe Official. I think Falcon was on there as well. That did release like just before I went live. There's a meme. Senator Mike Lee suggests that United States should recognize Pluto as a planet again. Preach. Absolutely love that idea. And let's go over. So this is something that I've been doing pretty much every night. I would go on and I would take a look at my, no, I don't want to view my phone number. It's stupid. I would go over and take a look at my X account, and I would just go through the feed and just see what's happening there. Thompson Crypto says, Flash Comics #1, first appearance Flash, first appearance Hawkman, is officially dropping on Thursday, 26 December on Candy Digital. According to Go Collect, Flash Comics #1 has only 48 blue labels listed on CDC Comic Census. We estimate the 9.6 graded copy, the sale, the highest graded example, would sell for over $2 million today. The most recent public sale was a 5.0 graded blue label, which sold for $174,000 on Heritage Auction in October of this year. This is an incredible Golden Age Grail comic, and we're thrilled to include it in our collection. So that's obviously going in for Candy Digital. Not going to lie, I did not have high hopes, but they're still chugging along. They're still going on, and they are dropping stuff and getting revenue. Let's see what they're 4 days ago. They have something pinned. Only has 2,500 impressions, not a lot of interaction. But again, they are still going on, and they are still dropping stuff. They are getting revenue. The bull market is here, so if they could last up until that digital collectible narrative hits, it could be the next thing to hit. You have a lot of volume that's going into NFTs. Again, Pudgy Penguins over in Fortnite. I think that's the first NFT project that I think that's in Fortnite, which is great. If I'm mistaken, let me know. But again, I could be wrong, and you could have something that maybe it's decentralized science with Mudo and their DNA token. It could be DeFi, which means that Definity would run. It could be gaming, which means that Illuvium would run, Fias would run. Again, it could be Devi. It could be any one of these things. But I do think that digital collectibles is going to be one of the next narratives to run after memes. It's been memes for quite a while. Who knows how long? Again, that could keep up for quite a while. Also, I do want to listen in on VeVe Magic space here real quick, just to see what's going on over there. Let's go and listen. She's saying a space about everything.
are. And I feel like most of y'all already know that. But if you were questioning, this was to set the record straight that I have been here from day one for the community, and I will be here till day infinity for the community. And I will continue rocking with you all. I love you all. I want this holiday season to be focused on love, positivity, prosperity, health, happiness. Please show somebody you love that you love them tomorrow and every single day. Buy somebody a coffee. And I'm not even saying like the buymeacoffee.com. Like, I've had people in Starbucks be in a line and the person.
Gotta love VeVe Magic and all of her love that she tries to spread. It is great. So obviously she said she's been here from the since day one. Well, she's been here for quite a while, and she'll be here until day infinity. I love to hear that about her. Anyway, let's go back to X and see what else is happening there. And I'll go over and show you guys all of the things that are not necessarily shilled. I guess things that are shilled. So we have my boy Secrets. I don't know who Secrets is, but they have 24. We follow each other, 24,000 followers. Goes on and reposts something from a titty. That's the name of the on X. It's a titty, a TT. I don't know. They have 138,000 followers. They go off and say super bullish on UFD. That is Unicorn Fart Dust. Just want to take the time to shout out Gianna Scarlett, 48,000 followers over on X, for wanting to set up a wallet for Basement Ron, 21,000 followers over on X, and trusting me. He also wanted to thank Min Dynasty, 40,000 followers over on X, for being a legend and helping as well. And the biggest shout out to Ron for all of this. Without him or his ideas, there would be no Unicorn Fart Dust. When I got the call on with him, he was honestly super genuine, such a nice guy. You can tell he really wants the best for the community and will do whatever he can to make it succeed. Riding this one all the way up. Thank you for the shout out, Ron. All right, let's take a look at what Unicorn Fart Dust is doing today. Oh, after I take a look at DNA, which is up 462% on the day. Just shout out to them. Anyway, it's going to be UFD for Unicorn Fart Dust. They're up 29% on the day. They have $135 million market cap, $3 million in liquidity, 34,000 holders, 26 million in volume. God damn. Yeah, they got transactions all the time. So that is that going to be one of the next great meme coins? We shall see. I do not have any. This is not pay. I'm just going over what's coming up in my X feed. Went over the Hawkman stuff. There's Secrets is blowing up this Ming Dynasty Unicorn Fart Dust. I know Penny showed compassion to. I don't know. That's a lot of. All right, shout out to Potsy Weber for doing stuff. Mario Nawful goes on. For those of you that don't know, 1.8 million followers. He's got a lot of followers over there. So whatever he says kind of makes headlines. Says Trump is 100% serious about buying Greenland and Panama Canal. This isn't a history lesson from 1867. Trump is dead serious about expanding U.S. territory to take on China and Russia. He tried to buy Greenland years ago. It didn't work. I don't know if now is going to be any different. I would say that buying or annexing a piece of Canada is probably going to be easier than Greenland because Canada seems to be in a much worse way. But he's saying Greenland, he's eyeing it. Panama Canal, yep, that too. Panama Canal is probably easy for him to buy as well. Back in his first term, Trump floated a plan to win over Greenland's residents. Now with Republicans controlling Congress, he's ready to push harder. Former Trump official says, we purchased Alaska from Russia in 1867 for $7.2 million. People are acting like it's a crazy thing, and it's not at all. Everything for sale for the right price. Preach, end quote. Agreed. This guy, JD Sharp, I have no idea who he is, 77,000, says, Greenland's extremely important as a potential space station and fake landscape for Mars. That is wild. Even Underwood, does the amount of OMI have? Oh, yeah, I already read that. If he's more Cavell photo on, yeah, that's what he does for clicks. Nurse Cooper's laughing. Meow, meow, meow. Love y'all. Anyway, let's continue on here. Rebel Duck saying there are two ways of spreading light, to be the candle or the mirror that receives it. Ooh, that is good. Happy holidays. That is a really good quote. Love that. VeVe Magic on her stuff. Tucker, I'm not going to go over that. Joe Rogan. What's Joe Rogan saying? I don't want to get too political here. Violent, nope, not doing that. Few things fill me more joy. Few things fill me with more joy than the skip alarm button. Yep, same. Steve Cannon going over the SWE network. SWE network is 883,000 followers over on X. This is from Coinvestor, 3,700 followers, saying SWE boasts the best technology stack, features the most professional team in Web3. That's the big claim. Excels in the quickest product delivery, nurtures the warmest non-toxic community, offers the most comprehensive endgame vision, has been the top performing asset year to date. I understand, I am positive that SWE is one of the best coins that you could buy for safety over on the CoinGecko. What was it, top 20? As number 16. And be advised, something like this at a $13 billion market cap, could that do a 10x from here? Absolutely. That could definitely go to 130 billion. That could do 20. That could go higher. But outside of flow, I really do tend to stay away from stuff in the top 100 because the gains, although 10 to 20x is nothing to laugh about, it's just a lot easier for something like, let's say, Definity that has an $8 million market cap to do a 20x gain than it would be for SWE. And again, SWE is not going to do a 100x, but I think Definity has pretty good odds at doing that. Obviously, none of this financial advice. Anything can go to zero at any time. Myron Nawful going and saying, interview the man behind Pudgy Penguins and the $2.3 billion Pengu. Luca Netz is redefining what it means to succeed in Web3. As a mastermind behind Pudgy Penguins, he's built a brand breaking records and reshaping crypto culture itself. He launched millions of toys in Walmart and Target, drives 400 million daily views on social, and just debuted Pengu as one of the year's most hyped tokens. Not impressed yet? Solana processed a record of 66.9 million transactions on Pengu's listing day. This volume surpassed the combined transactions of all other major blockchains. The volume surpassed, At launch, Pengu hit a fully diluted value of $4.4 billion. Catch Pav Eats' conversation with Luca Netz as they dive into his plans to dominate retail, movies, gaming, and why he believes Pudgy Penguins will be crypto's next cultural phenomenon. Mario goes on and posts, crypto is full of scammers, but it's also full of innovators and entrepreneurs that are redefining the industry. It was a pleasure to have Luca Netz on the show after witnessing him lead Pudgy Penguins to single-handedly create the NFT PFP success blueprint. Love that for him. Thank you, Omar, for tagging me in that. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce says the things that would make her most happy in 2025 would be if nobody talks about the SEC at crypto conferences anymore. Look at that. I want people to get to the point where they're spending their time talking about technology and its potential. Fair. Have to wrap gifts, not wrapping mine. Yep. Tim Dillon says AI is taking jobs. Universal basic income may be the only answer. With AI and automation here, jobs in the gig economy, DoorDash drivers, hotel front desk workers, bank tellers, fast food employees are disappearing very quickly. We're headed towards a reality where universal basic income might be the only solution. What else will these people do? Dude, I don't know. In an ideal world, I would love universal basic income. Chavez, ain't that a little communist of you? Again, in an ideal world. Obviously, in this world, everyone and their sister would take advantage. I was shocked, and especially in America, I was shocked to hear that in some countries in Europe, you go to a gas station, you fill up your car, and then you go in and pay. That would never fly. And granted, I'm from New York. That would never fly, at least in New York. Maybe in like southern states, people a bit more truthful and honorable, maybe like the Midwest. But that ain't happening in New York. That's not happening in Chicago. That's not happening in any major city. People are like, nope, done. Remember when the Chase Bank glitch happened and people were just like, yo, I like that we're stealing, they thought that they were stealing money and getting away with it. And obviously they were just taking money out of their own accounts. They were just negative like $30,000 at the end of it. That type of thing doesn't really, people are not ready for that. At least the majority of people are not ready for that. And I'm not going here and saying that like, oh, well, Chavez, you think that just nobody should get help? Like, oh, like people don't deserve to be on welfare. They don't deserve food stamps. I'm not saying that at all. I know one person that I'm very close with that I wish she would take food stamps. I wish she would take some type of government subsidy, but she doesn't because she has very strong beliefs that the government should be in control of that. It's from stolen money, from taxes. I understand her position. Anyway, but I feel like I'm like an old school lefty, which is now like center right. That when people, I don't know, I think Denzel Washington said it best when he's John Q. Is like, when people are down on their luck, they deserve a little help. Agreed, 100%. The only issue is trying to decipher and discern, like, hey, I see you're trying and you just need a little help, versus like, okay, you're clearly just sucking off the government teat and just taking advantage, not looking for work. You're perfectly capable. I see that all the time. I see it all the time. But yeah, I think universal basic income, again, on the whole, I really like it. I really think the heck is this? Wait a minute. No, this is not right. This is not okay. So VeVe viral. I'm gonna fucking apologize for this. So if you go over the VeVe app and you take a look at its new at its new things, its updated profile, more accessible MCP information, and other small fixes and enhancements. VeVe Viral is trolling when he goes and posts OMI to NFT available for Disney. And then obviously you see Todd Floorback 15, like obviously, and people are like commenting on it, like, oh, is this real? And obviously it's not. Oh God, that's horrible. Anyway, where was I? Oh God, there's so many comments. Luigi. Oh my God, no heckin' way. This is, I know that's not you, but that's amazing. What's up, Luigi? Did he really comment? No, it's not him. But that is awesome. That is legit. What's up, Luigi? Here's mate. Good times, good times. Rowan Chavez keeps people fed and housed. So again, in that ideal world, universal basic income is, yeah, covers rent, or at least a good part of rent, and food. You know, like if you're in, again, from New York, not everybody needs a car, especially in New York, in big cities. You don't need a car. You walk, take the subway, take train, like, you know, bus, whatever. But obviously, when you get to the suburbs, yeah, probably need a car, or bike. You know, if you have one of those. But if it's like a universal, it should cover like the basics. Maybe some rent, maybe some food. And in an ideal world, people would be like, okay, well, now I don't have to work 40 something hours a week. Now I could work, you know, like 20 hours a week, and then they could spend their time doing things that they like, with more time with family, doing things that they love, have more good memories. Or you could have people that say like, hey, I have this, I don't need more, got a little extra, and then they say like, you know what, I'm just gonna, like, maybe you can only get a job 20 hours a week, but then they get two jobs like that, and they work their 40, and they use that extra money to go in and like and invest. And what I was talking to Rain about before, people that are financially savvy, they make good investments, that's great. Love those people, we think alike. But what I really love is, there was I was getting like my oil change one day at like Jiffy Lube, and there was this guy there that was like, you know, coming, you know, you have to go on to the little stir up things, like your like your girl getting like get an OBGYN, go on the little stir up things, they jack up the car, and he's like in a Dunkin' Donuts shirt. I was like, you seem like you know what you're doing, so I'm gonna follow you, but why in a Dunkin' Donuts shirt? And I was like, you work here? He's like, yeah, you know, I just came from my other job real quick. And I was like, that's what I love. That's what I love, people that are just straight up hustling. Is like whatever he's doing at Jiffy Lube, or I assume whatever he's doing at Dunkin' Donuts. Is that are those like prime like careers? Like, no, but he's fucking making the best of it. He's going in, and I don't know why he's doing that. He seemed to be probably in his 30s, but one of them doing that is like, maybe whatever happened in his life, whatever's doing, he's hustling, he's making it work, and I love those people. Now, again, am I going to talk down to people that just don't do that, and they just like, no, you know, I do my work, and they, you know, if you're happy, that's like the goal. That's like you won. I know people that are quite wealthy and they are like miserable. Granted, a lot of times be alcoholics, they happen to have like drug issues, or they've got like nasty divorce, like twice divorced, and you know, more money, more problems. But yeah, it's strange. I know some people that are making 50,000 a year, and they're in a bowling league, they're in like a dart league, they scrounge up for like a vacation like every year, and they're happy. And some of them are happier than some of the people that I know that are like super wealthy. Strange. Anyway, but yeah, keeps people fed and housed, and that should be what you want. I mean, so Nurse Cooper, we don't know each other well. My goal is more for animal charities, and like getting animals off of the endangered species list, or getting a lot of kill shelters to become no kill shelters. Basically, trying to get dogs and cats in every home. But again, obviously, love people. People are great. I just love animals a little more. Blue Gems, we used to pump and pay everywhere until about 30 years ago. Well, that was before my time. Obviously, I'm 34, so the 30 years again. I don't remember a time where you had to do that. And again, I don't know what city you're from, or state you're from, or wherever you're from. I just never remember a time where you pumped gas and then you paid. That just seems bananas to me, and just would not, at least in New York, would not work today. Blue Jim says President Musk equals evil. Well, I mean, so he's the Doge father. That's going to be his official title. I'm curious, Luigi. Again, love your profile pic. It's hilarious. Have you taken an honest look and an honest listen at some of his interviews and what he has done, continues to do, and wants to do? Or and again, this just it could be rhetorical. You could answer if you want. Or have you just heard like the rhetoric? Be like, well, his dad had money. He just makes everyone else do the work that he wants. He just tells his people, "Hey, do this," and then he takes credit for it. Do you fall in the category that you think all billionaires are evil? Says President like so again, obviously we could probably vibe and chill on Pokemon or anything. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I think he's a solid dude. I think he wants to help. I think he has done a lot to help. I mean, I think he's help. I think he has helped and will continue to help save free speech, because that has been attacked in multiple parts of the world, including America. And I think he's helping with that. Now, by all means, go and do that rebuttal. Go and do and be like, well, actually, he did this for X, Y, and Z, and I would love to read it. Again, this is just my thoughts here. Obviously, not financial or social advice. There's John Q. John Q is so good. John Q is like, so they gotta like, I feel like women need to come with like a factory like button, like, because years ago I was with a girl, and she's like, what movie do you want to watch? And I was like, yo, let's watch John Q. Like, this is a great movie. It came up like, what year was this movie made? Because obviously it's happened after. Made in 2002. Okay, so I'm not tripping. So this is like 2010, and this girl, what she would do is she did this weird thing where after I would finish a beer, she would take it away and get me a new one. I was like, oh my god, this lady's getting some tonight, and she did. Anyway, and I was only 19 at the time, but she didn't care. Neither did I. Anyway, we go and we're in the middle of watching John Q, and then like as the kid is rounding like second base, kid goes down, and then the kid's like all hooked up to these monitors, and she just starts going, and I was like, yeah, sad movie, and she's just like, no, my what is that, like she had like an issue giving birth, and her kid was like that, and I was like, oh, okay. This should be one of those stories that those girls post on TikTok, where it has like the thing from Deadpool 3, just like an angel sign. I was like, okay, so then we watched Spaceballs, and then she was laughing, and it was fine, and we still boinked that night. But yeah, that I've never had that reaction to like a movie. I had like a not good experience, some type of Steven Seagal movie. I forget what it was. I was really tired, and I'm kind of falling asleep, and this girl is giving me a treat, and like as I'm falling asleep, I'm saying something. Apparently, I said, I wish you were Steven Seagal, and she like stopped mid head bob as she's bobbing for apples, and she's like, and I'm just like, and she's like, what? I was like, yeah. And she's like, what did you say? I was like, and now I'm thinking, oh god, what did I say? Did I call her like the wrong name? I was like, what did I say? She's like, you said you wish that I was Steven Seagal, and I was like, look at the TV, look at her, look at the TV, look at her. I was like, sorry. We continued the night, but the relationship didn't last. I don't know why I'm going over this now. Von equals a-hole. I don't think so. I maybe I like him. But again, Steve Hunter was exactly, completely agree, Randy. I don't know what I was saying 11 minutes ago, but thank you. Luigi M says, Vivek ain't giving you any money. No, not right away. I don't think the jobs are being taken away fast enough for this to happen anytime soon. Probably wouldn't happen for quite a while. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, agreed. I don't think Vivek and Elon would be for this. At least not right away. If that problem gets worse, I would say they would give a shout out, be like, hey, we should probably take a look into this. Elon would be people's like best friend for that. Because he would advocate it like for, and I know, granted, before this last election, I think he voted Democrat like always up until the last like 2 elections. But yeah, I think this is something that Elon would actually advocate for. Luigi M says Elon ain't giving you. I disagree. I think he would. And stick that speculum in. It's a speculum. Speculum. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. That's the tool that they use to. Okay, yep. I was with a girl that needed a super small pair because she. That was a great summer. That was a. Whoo! Sorry, you guys are getting a lot of my stories here today. Mo money, mo solutions too. Yes, mo money, mo solutions. You can, that can happen. Oh, okay. It's like an angel, bro. Have you guys heard this story from Daily Mail? It says CIA documents claim life did exist on Mars, and it was a population of very large people who built pyramids. This is from Daily Mail. Go on and say, while NASA is searching for life on Mars, a CIA document claims it was found 40 years ago. The report, Mars Exploration, 22 May 1984, the report details how the agency used astral projection, the idea that a person's spirit can travel through the astral plane, to transport a subject to Mars approximately 1 million years BC. So it's being discovered now. Typically, a lot of stuff the government finds tends to come out like 20 years later. So this is really far, but it had been, they took 2 subjects, put them in 2 different rooms, made them go to sleep. I don't know if they sedated them. I don't think they sedated them. I think it was actual sleep. They just got tired. And they communicated a phrase or a word to this one person in this room. And they said, okay, your job is to communicate it to this other person that's also dreaming. And they did. And the person in the other room woke up and was just like, yeah, this is my dream, and blah, 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 blah. And that word or phrase came up, and they're like, bro, we did it. And literally as soon as this happened, as soon as this article came out, all of these Fortune 500 corporations are just like, how do we rent ad space in people's dreams? And I was like, I'm obviously, of course that would happen. But yeah, it's wild. Luigi says, I'm 26, my man. So we are 8 years apart. I imagine you know your way around SpongeBob, maybe some Hey Arnold. I don't know. That kind of came out when you were a baby. But you probably watched some iCarly, probably watched some Victorious, maybe even some Zoe 101. I could picture that. Good times. Luigi M says, Elon working with ancient technologies. Dude, so you know that the stuff that he named his car off of, Nikola Tesla, he had a lot of patents. He had a lot of stuff, and he got a lot of papers, some more like unpublished. And the person that he shared it with was Donald Trump's uncle that worked in the government at the time. Let me find that. Let me find that particular. That's going to take a while, I feel like. But I know I have it. Got the proof. I got the receipts, girl. No, that's a different one. It's also a different one. Oh, also, again, like somebody sent me and my friend Ernie a potato from potatoparcel.com. Whoever you are, thank you. We're gonna eat it. Anyway, let's keep going here. As I try to find this one guy. Yeah, it was Dr. John G. Trump. That was the one person that had, so the main government official who went over Tesla's secret papers was, again, Dr. John G. Trump, Donald Trump's uncle. Trump and Elon have been pretty smitten. They even like worked together like in his first presidency. So like, did Donald Trump inherit some of those from his uncle? Did he give it to Elon like 20 years ago? I feel like that's a bit of a stretch, but obviously that connection is there. So maybe he's working with the technology that Tesla actually had. M says, we've had rockets since the 50s, electric cars since the 20s. Yeah, electric cars were just, people thought they were just non-viable for like years. And then Elon's like, no. Elon's just like, yeah, like this could be very viable, and kind of made it. There's Cooper says, blah, ha, ha, ha. I'm guessing that was from the Steven Seagal story. I'm guessing. Yeah. I got it. Yeah, got a bunch of those. 3M says, I'm a remote viewer. Why I don't care about a prison sentence. That's awesome, man. Luigi, the entire country is obsessed with you. There's a lot of girls that love you. You have the attention of people. I hope you, and obviously I know this isn't you, but if the real Luigi is out there, please stand up. No, I hope you, while this is on you, like I know Haley Welch, there's been a lot of strife about her because people think that she rugged people. I don't think that was her. That's another story. But when she got that attention, the first, she was donating dog charities. She was going on just spreading love. Again, that whole entire thing, again, I don't think was her. I think she was just taken advantage of. Luigi, if that is really you, go on and spread some love. Tell people, just like, be cool and chill with each other. And then obviously, not to those people. I would say, who deserves death more? Is it the CEO of this now, granted, that United Healthcare company is not a good company. CEO deserved that? I would never do that. However, if you have someone like a pedophile or whatever, yeah, I'll do that all day. I will pew that mother flapper. I'll make that my job. I'll pay for the bullets. But again, that type of thing with United Health, that's not up to me. I guess clearly that's up to someone like you, or even as the EV you want. To me, that's just an inferior product than a Tesla. But again, if you like it, by all means, don't tell me what's better. We know that Venusaur is better than Bulbasaur, or I'm sorry, Venusaur is better than Blastoise. But if you're going to like Blastoise, like Blastoise. I just think Venusaur is just better because he is. Nurse Cooper saying, yep. Kindly pauses, Randy. Time let go. Meow, meow, meow. I remember at one point you had $1 million and didn't cash out. I had quite a bit over that, but yes, you're right. Boss man, this coin is not going anywhere. Your files miss another bull run. It's truly sad. That is your opinion. And let's, whoever you are, snapshot this and let's, bring it up in a year. If you're brave enough. They never are, but let's hope. Stephen Underwood says, lighten the mood. I'm ripping open packs of Pokemon Terrastal Festival packs as I watch you here from Japan. What's the chase in that one? Ooh, hold on, hang on one second. Trading volume. Ooh, these are good margins. Damn, 369. Damn, she suck it to me one more time. So I gotta send a text here. Been a while since I texted the boys. Gotta text them this. Okay, cool beans. So jelly. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I will not be on tomorrow as I'll be traveling. However, I will be on for an hour on Christmas, maybe a little bit less than that, just to spread some holiday cheer, have a drink with y'all. So freaking busy. I love y'all. Classman Smith, everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you. Thank you, Jonathan Aaron, for the super chat. Man. Let's think of a good outro song. Here I am once again,